latest name on the lips at Blackburn Rovers in the rumour mill is coming at you in just a second. He's a midfielder. He's been everywhere. He was even on the books at Chelsea, and he's still under the age of 30. Who am I talking about? We'll get into it, all of it, next. Today we're taking a look at the latest name linked to Blackburn Rovers, and we'll get to him in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe, and your one-stop shop for Blackburn Rovers is right here under one Rooski. Who are we talking about? Well, I'm talking about Stoke City's very own Lewis Baker. We'll get into that, of course, in a minute. If you knew where you've been, hit the subscribe. And a big shout out to the VRPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, we are here to talk about Rovers and the latest link. And this one was dropped, I don't know, maybe at back end of last week. So let's take a little look at it and explore what this rumour is. Here it is. Coming from the Yorkshire Post. We're linked with former Leeds, Sheffield Wednesday, Middlesbrough, Lewis Baker, currently on the books of Stoke. He's been there, seen it and done it for a lot of clubs. Alan Nixon did drop this story back on Patreon on his own private thing there. So it's out there. It's a legitimate link. It's not something I just pulled out my arse. But who is he? What's the deal? And of course, what's the scoop? Shall we say? Here he is, of course. Captain, fantastic. Yeah, now, which is the theme this week. A lot of players that have been linked with Rovers. John Ruddy, Tim Krul, who else was it earlier in the week? Danny Bath, Liam Cooper, all captains. Or been captains, leadership, mentality, experience, know-how, been there, seen it, and done it. This is, of course, another one. Now, the deal here, the scoop, I'm just going to wait to the end of the video, is some sort of swap. Of course, the link, the swap, which it's a theme that's not really, or a trend that's not really been popular for a long time. The swap. But who would we swapping for this? You would think maybe a like-for-like position, perhaps, or maybe something that we've got too many players out, or maybe somebody whose contract might be expiring. So don't know. It's not been revealed, but it's a swap sort of deal. Anyway, let's take a look at Lewis Baker and have a look at him. Here he is, 29 years of age, just turned 29. So he is under the age of 30. He's 182 centimetres tall, born in Luton, can represent England. And he did actually represent England at the under 21 levels, can also represent Jamaica Me Crazy. Plays in the central midfield slot. His contract does expire next season, just like that of Tyree Stone or Sam Gallagher. Maybe they are the players that have been lured into this. Can play anywhere down the middle. In midfield, central midfield, attacking midfield, defensive midfield. And this, of course, is his statistics. 60% attacking, 61% creativity, defending and tackling both 47. Technique is 59. And realistically, when you look at some of those players we've featured this week and beyond, that's not too bad stats at this level. Here he is once again. Of course, played 20 times last season. Started 12. Remember, captain's armband for some of the time. Scored 2 goals in those 20 matches. 538 minutes per goal, yeah, every goal, yeah, on average. And he scored them with his right foot. As you can see, assists-wise, no assists from him, but passing-wise, pretty good in his own half, 90%, 85% success rate across the board, 70% in his opposing half. So very good in regards to passing. And of course, some tackling and defending stats there. Got 3 yellows, though, in those 20 games played. And of course, successful 67% of the time dribbling. This is his heat map. Again, gets all over the place. It does look like he's a set piece taker from what I'm looking at this graphic here. It does look like he's a set piece taker. I don't know. But that was just this last season. We are starved of players, period. We are starved of players that can take free kicks, corners. We've been like that since the Charlie Mulgrew days. It's a good 6 years, I'd say, 5-6 years that we've sucked at not having a good free kick corner taker. You might get one good one a season, corner or a free kick, but realistically, we need somebody of that ilk. Here he is, of course, rocking the England under 21 kits. Look at that! Look at that resume. That is amazing. but it's also a concern. A lot of clubs. Why has he got a lot of clubs? Well, a lot of them was when he was on Chelsea, getting paid the big bucks by Chelsea, getting loaned here, there, and everywhere. Loaned to Dusseldorf, Vide Arnhem, etc. Trabzonspor, all that. I think they were under his when he was getting paid by Chelsea. Let's take a look at those clubs again. Stoke. He's been Stoke a good chunk of time. Scored 19 goals in that time as well. Vide Arnhem as well over in the Eredivisie. Trabzonspor in Turkey, Reading, Middlesbrough, Leeds, MK Dons, Dusseldorf, Wednesday. So a lot of clubs. And look at this, feature list here where he can play. He has played on the right 12 times, left 4 times, scored 2 goals in that time on the left-hand side. So that's a 50% success rate, 50% goal scoring rate on that left-hand side, but can play predominantly centre mid. Now, this is, of course, his divisions that he's played in. He has not played in the Premier League. When you look at that, a long list. Very, very prominent in the Championship and the Dutch leagues there, the Turkish League, League One, the Bundesliga as well, but not the top league in England. Everything else, though. He's got everything else under his... he's even got the Beloften Eredivisie, whatever that is. The Turkish Kupagasse. Premier League is down here, yet to feature at the moment. This is his valuation. He was once peaked at just shy of 6 million when his days at Vide Arnhem, where I think he was on loan. He just spent a couple of seasons there anyway, on loan at the Dutch team there. Still in the books of Chelsea, I think, all the way here until eventually Stoke paid out the cash, and now he's there in the Championship at the moment. So that's, of course, the player. Now, who would be, who could we compare him to? Now, I'm not saying, maybe I am suggesting this. Let's turn the clock back to last season. We did have a couple of senior pros in midfield that went out on loan. Lewis Travis, John Buckley, of course, both. A little difference in players, but they had a falling out with John Dahl Thompson. Maybe a chance to reset the blocks, reset the clocks. We did get a chance to have John Buckley back in the team last season, but he was on the books at Sheffield Wednesday for a good part of the season, but he did end the season with Rovers. So I'm putting him in there alongside him to compare the two. They are of similar sort of players. So here is what we're looking at. Of course, Baker has got 5 years senior to that of Buckley. He is around about 10 centimetres taller. And again, they both play in attacking mid and central midfield. They're both central midfield players predominantly. Look at the success rate of Lewis Baker. This is what we're talking about. This is the shit we need. We need experience. We need know-how. And again, realistically, this is a boring signing. This would be a boring signing for Blackburn Rovers, but it makes good logical sense because he's a leader. He's been there. He's been on the books of Chelsea and been in amongst the high quality players of the world. And hopefully that can be that we need. That's one of the main missing ingredients for Blackburn Rovers is experienced leadership. Buckley, of course, coming through the academy, one of our own, was tipped to do great things, but is he expendable? Can we get rid of him? Would we see this as the potential swap? Again, I don't know the name of the swap, but valuation-wise, they're very similar. His contract does expire 2027. There's a couple of years left on that. So who will be getting the better deal out of this one? Would John Buckley fit a Stoke City? I know Stoke City I think they were linked with Sam Gallagher in the past, so that also makes some sense as well. But to get rid of our only striker, realistic striker, would be bananas. Anyway, let's take a look at the statistics again. Crazy numbers by that from Lewis Baker, as you see, been everywhere and about. John Buckley, though, 226 games, averaging a goal every 1,000 minutes. Baker every 340 minutes. Not too shabby in front of goal. Maybe he's a good dead ball free kick specialist. I don't know. Again, when we look at the attributes here, I believe the blue is Buckley, the green is Baker. He's got him on toast, I think, in each category here. So it would make sense if we were to see those exchange for us. It would be I think, a tick in the box. However, I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. But for me, a lot of these names, this week, Danny Bath, Lewis Baker, there might have been another one in there, John McAtee. They all, maybe I'm just desperate for seeing new faces to come into the team here, but they might be boring vanilla signings, but I think that's what we need this season. We need a little bit of vanilla to add to the young stuff here. Again, I would love to see a flair player coming down here, and maybe there is one on the ticket still to come this week. But right now, I'll be excited about this Lewis Baker, but it comes with with a risk, especially if it's a swap. If we're going to lose a Sam Gallagher, you know, a John Buckley, I would say is expendable because it's kind of like for like, and we get a bit of a leader in return and a set piece taker. We're definitely strengthening our depth a little bit because we are lacking in a dead ball specialist. We're lacking in real leaders, and I think if we can get three or four, or like, you know, four leaders on the pitch at the same time, a Lewis Travis, a Baker, a Liam Cooper, and maybe even a senior goalkeeper, or Dom Hyam even, you know, four or five leaders, dictating to the youngsters, the inexperienced pros moving at the top end of the field and out wide. You know, Pickering's also got captain's experience as well. I think that's what we need to get this team moving in the right direction. But for me, I think this would make sense. It is not a signing that gets you off your seat and go, wow, we've signed Lewis Baker. But I think realistically, when you look deep down, the abilities of this guy, he is a bit boring, but he's a dead ball specialist. We need that, and we need goals from everywhere because we're going to be losing a top goal scorer, and we've lost our top goal scorers of the past 3 seasons: Adam Armstrong, Big Bad Boy Burton Diaz, Sam Smodic. Now, it seems to just be a common thread at the moment with Rovers. So we're going to need goals. Where are they going to come from? I don't know. But that's it, guys. What do you think about that? Lewis Baker, can he become a Rovers player? Will he become the first major signing for Blackburn Rovers this season? Well, that's, of course, something to wait out for. But until then, guys, subscribe, smash like, catch you later. But until then, guys and girls, we are done.